Today, we're going to talk about one of those stories that just sounds almost made up. It's about a football club that did the impossible. And the wildest part, their biggest win is tied to a country that, well, doesn't even exist anymore, making it one of the most unique victories in the history of sports.
Just let that sink in for a minute. In a world of European football that's completely dominated by these giant clubs from Spain, England, and Germany, a team from the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia went all the way to the top. This is their story.
So meet Red Star Belgrade, or as they're actually called in Serbia, Crvena Zvezda. They are the only club from the entire Balkan region to ever win the European Cup, what we now call the Champions League. And their journey to get there is, without a doubt, one of the greatest underdog stories ever told.
To really get what makes Red Star tick, you have to go back, way back, to their very beginning, in a country that was literally rebuilding itself from the ashes of World War II.
Okay, so picture this. The new communist government just gets rid of all the existing clubs, wiped clean. They saw them as part of the old world. So, from the ground up, a group of young anti-fascists decided to start a new club. And on March 4th, 1945, Red Star played its very first match and won 3-0. A whole new era had just begun.
This right here, this tells you everything you need to know about the political climate at the time. Red Star was the name that won out in the end, but can you even imagine cheering for a team called Stalin? It's wild, and it perfectly captures the world this club was born into.
And that name, Crvena Zvezda, it quickly became so much more than just a name. See, inside the multi-ethnic country of Yugoslavia, the club became this powerful symbol of Serbian identity. It was a sporting institution that, believe it or not, is still the most popular in the country today.
But winning leagues at home was one thing. That was never the ultimate goal. The club's road to European glory was, well, it was a marathon, and it was filled with some serious heartbreak along the way.
And one of the earliest, most powerful moments in their European story connects them forever to a legendary English team and to one of the darkest days in the history of football.
In 1958, Red Star went up against Manchester United's famous Busby Babes, an incredible young team. After this epic two-game series, Red Star was out. But tragically, the plane carrying the United team home from Belgrade crashed in Munich. That match in Yugoslavia was the very last game that iconic team ever played together.
You fast forward about 2 decades, and it's heartbreak all over again. They make it all the way to the 1979 UEFA Cup final. They're so close, but they lose to a fantastic Borussia Mönchengladbach team after let's just say, a very questionable penalty was given to the Germans. Another European dream gone.
But this little story really tells you everything about the soul of their fan base. It's 1982, and Barcelona's Diego Maradona scores this absolutely genius goal. And the Red Star home crowd, all 100,000 of them, they get on their feet and give him a standing ovation. Yeah, they were opponents, but more than anything, they just loved beautiful football. So, after all those decades of trying, after all that heartbreak, we finally arrived. The moment it all came together, the 1991 European Cup campaign. And let me tell you, this Red Star team was on fire. They were just blazing a trail to the final, scoring goals for fun. 18 goals in just 8 games. So, of course, everyone expected the final against the French champs Marseille to be this huge attacking show. But the coach, Ljupko Petrovic, he threw everyone a massive curveball. He knew how strong Marseille was, and he made this huge gamble. He basically told his team to forget the free-flowing style that got them there. Instead, he wanted a super tight defensive game plan, designed to just shut down the opposition and win on pure nerve.
And guess what? The gamble worked. It worked perfectly. After 120 super tense, scoreless minutes, it all came down to a penalty shootout. And Red Star did not blink. They scored every single one of their penalties to become champions of Europe. The long, painful wait was finally over.
That victory in '91, well, it did more than just win them a trophy. It cemented their status in the history books forever as a legendary European institution. And even today, their legacy is just immense. Polls show that almost half of all football fans in Serbia support them. That makes them, by a long shot, the most popular club in the whole country. Now, when you have that much support, you're bound to have an intense rivalry. You really can't tell the story of Red Star without talking about their city rivals, FK Partizan.
The game between them is called the Eternal Derby, and it's famous around the world for its incredibly passionate and, often intimidating atmosphere.
And that passion comes from a legacy of just unbelievable success. The trophy case really says it all. They've dominated at home for decades, but it's that one European Cup and the Intercontinental Cup they won right after that truly separates them from every other club in their part of the world.
And this wasn't just some flash in the pan. The International Federation of Football History and Statistics, it's a real thing. They officially ranked Red Star as the 27th greatest European club of the entire 20th century. That proves they weren't a one-season wonder. They belong among the continent's true legends.
Red Star's story is just a timeless reminder of what's possible in sports. But it also kind of leaves us with a big question for today, doesn't it? In a game that's now so dominated by a handful of super-rich clubs, could a real underdog from a smaller league ever do what Red Star did again?